I just had a client session, a really useful client session, and an idea came up, something that I've been taking for granted because I've been using it for a long time, but I don't really think about it much anymore. And that's about, how do you know what you feel? You know, sometimes you might be feeling sad or feeling happy, feeling anxious, angry, depressed, you know, all these words. And we often talk about them like we know what they are. But the reality is that each of us will have our own ideas of what that means, and also where, you know, how do you know that you feel these feelings? How do you know you feel anxious? Where are you feeling them in your body? Where does the feeling begin and where does it move to? Now, this is a very basic idea of NLP, something I learned years ago. And as I've said, I've neglected it, I've kind of left it, and I forget how powerful the idea is, just this simple idea. So if you're feeling something you don't want to feel, where are you feeling it? Is it starting in your stomach, your solar plexus, your chest, your neck? You know, what size is the feeling? Does it have a shape to it? Where does it start and where does it move? You know, which direction is it moving in? There's some very basic things that people just don't necessarily think about. And if you know what the feeling is and how it moves, then you can affect it and make changes to it. So a very simple one: if you've got something you don't like, you don't like the feeling of, just find out what the shape of it is, the size of it, and where it's moving, and maybe give it a colour too. And then just try and change it. Just stop it, spin it the other way, bring it outside of yourself. See it spinning outside of yourself, flip it around and change the colour of it. This is something Paul McKenna uses a lot, or at least he has done on a lot of his TV stuff that I've seen. And it's a very, very simple, basic technique, and it can be extremely powerful for a lot of people. But whether you use the spinning technique itself, or you just have an understanding of what the feelings are, by noticing the feelings inside, that in itself can start to dissipate, because feelings change and feelings move. And no matter how bad a feeling is, if you pay attention to it and you keep checking in with that feeling, it will change all by itself. So give it a go if you haven't already. And if you know about this stuff, if you've got an idea of, how do you know what you feel? Comment below. I'd love to know what you think. And how do you know what you know?